Hey, welcome to another episode of the Blackout Tips Podcast. I'm your host, Rod, joined as always by my co-host,
Karen.
and we are live on a Tuesday, midterm election voting Tuesday. I don't know the results yet. We're recording. It's like 8 o'clock on a Tuesday, so I don't know what all is in and what's not in. I've seen. I expect. I always remember on this day every year, the South and the East close first, which means we're gonna get a lot of Republican wins that always start off the evening. It's like Kentucky is reporting. It's like, well, yeah, Kentucky is. South Carolina, it's not close. It's not close.
Yeah, and then we'll roll across. We'll start getting Texas in the Midwest,
Arizona and stuff.
Hour or two, and California, they like forever behind us. So,
and of course, because
midnight before we get results here,
and because of all the accusations of election impropriety that the Republicans are doing, a lot of the news companies are scared to call races that aren't complete blowouts right away. So anything that's close, we may not get word for a few days, possibly, which we'll see.
And actually, truthfully, because so many people vote and stuff like that, Americans have got accustomed to, before they go to bed, they want to know the results. But a lot of times, that's not how this shit works.
Well, I think it used to kind of be like that in a lot of these races, where you could kind of comfortably be like, all right, this person's ahead and we can go ahead and call this. But I just think since the big lie, a lot of these, I noticed the hesitancy for anybody to like call a race.
Yeah.
So, and then of course, Republicans are going to refuse to concede even when it's called. So it's gonna be a time. It's gonna be a time.
And y'all know they started right after Donald Trump got elected. A lot of them started making shit on the books. We're going, well, if we don't like the results, we don't have to certify. You're like, what kind of fuck shit is this?
Yeah, I don't know how many of those things actually passed and got through like judges and the courts, but yeah, they're gonna try everything. So we'll see. I guess we'll see together how it works out, but we're still going to do our show. The official weapon of the show is
the taser,
unofficial sport,
football,
and Bullet Ball Extreme. Get us everywhere you get podcasts. Leave us 5-star reviews on Apple Podcasts. We love reading those on Saturday when we do our feedback show. And of course, we got our segments, and let's start with the first one. Coronavirus news.
Again? Look, here we go again. We got variants. Really need to keep a mask on hand and follow the plan. Get the vaccine and second shots, whether woman or man. Black out who tips is doing their part, but the dummies expand. Niggas would rather believe a bunch of misinformation. Fuck y'all idiots not getting shots. Now we gotta regress. If we keep going in this direction, we never can rest. Never can get back to the lives we be living the best. Damn fool, stop the lying, stop the intubation crying, cause it's your fault that motherfuckers dying. Damn fool, stop the lying, stop the ventilator crying, cause it's your fault that motherfuckers dying. I do not understand this shit. I'm not a fan of this. We were like one win from the pandemic championship. The fuckers wanna leave it to game 7 with Giannis Delta Kumpo blocking forward progression and Chris middle fingers to your plans, man. Damn. Looks like it's no Drew holiday for you and your mans. I'm sick of black people dying for real, so I'm just writing this new piece to let you know how I feel. Coronavirus, yeah. Fuck that COVID-19. It's unseen. It's creeping in the air for you to breathe, yeah. So fuck that COVID-19. It's unseen. It's creeping in the air for you to breathe, yeah.
Coronavirus news got a few articles. One thing that could make your COVID vaccine even more effective.
What's that?
Exercise.
Oh shit.
Yeah, they did a study. It said researchers examined 200,000 men and women in South Africa, collecting data regarding vaccinations, COVID outcomes, and exercise routines. They found COVID vaccination was effective in protecting them from against serious infection. However, it was most effective in those who exercise on a frequent basis. Those who exercise at a high level were almost 3 times less likely to be hospitalized. Well, what's a high level? That's the question.
Right. We talk about HIT. So, like, what's a high level? Because there's different things that's considered high level.
And then, of course, that coordinates into like causation. Like, which one is it? Is it just typically your people that exercise, they have a less pre-existing conditions, or they may
it's a lot of other
they
things.
may eat differently. They may, it's probably more than just exercise. But
agreed.
I mean, I would imagine, if we're talking about disease and outcomes, you're gonna end up with a lot of, science that tells you, like, studies that shows you, like, the people that are, exercise, moving around and eating clean and all this shit are gonna do better. So I'm not sure how groundbreaking that is.
Right.
U.S. hospital flu cases hit a 10-year high as vaccinations for the flu fall.
Oh, so people stop getting vaccinated for the flu?
I'm sure they've fallen from the last couple of years. I think people were getting them,
And I can kind of see that, because a lot of people was like, well, I get my coronavirus shot, but the flu is not on top of my agenda. And I think for a lot of people, they hadn't been as sick or hadn't been sick at all in a while, because they like, I really hadn't been doing anything. And I can still say I haven't been around enough people with the coughing and things like that. So, it's interesting to see what's happening. But I know I've been getting, I don't think I got it in 2020, but after that, I've got my flu shot every year.
Well, it's only been 2 years since 2020.
Well, yeah, I know that. I was getting it before 2020, but yeah. I was like, put it on the record. Put it on the record. That's the only year. I'll put it on the record.
Yeah, I also get it. The thing I was thinking though, I think because of the coronavirus vaccine, there were some people who were like, I'll get one of them and then come back and get the flu one later or whatever. And some people were trying to time it differently and stuff. And I think you should get them both at the same time if you can, just because you never know what's going to go wrong if you're going to get back there. Your body, try it if you want to and if you're serious. But I think a lot of people get the coronavirus vaccine and then just got demotivated, like, well, I don't need to get the flu one. It's like, nah, you should just go ahead and get them. And I know, depending on people's, I guess people, it's your body, and obviously how you feel, but I guess my mentality is let's get it over with.
That's my mentality. So for the past 2 years, every time I get the flu shot and I get an update for the vaccine, and if I am eligible for the flu shot, I'm like, bitch, I know me. I'm lazy. I'm not coming back. Shoot me now.
Yeah, it's just weird, because if you don't, it's like, to me, it's longer to get sick to take the vaccines and be a little under the weather twice than to just do it in, like one weekend, just knock this bitch out and then I'm good for the year. But anyway, people are dying of the flu, just not, obviously not COVID numbers.
Mm-hmm.
But at least 730 people have died of the flu this year, and we're not really in flu season yet. So we'll see. What else? COVID vaccines prevented 88,000 hospitalizations in the Netherlands in 13 months from a study that they did. It was a cautious estimate, which means it could have been higher, but they believe it stopped a lot of people from having to go to the hospital, which is what the point was.
That's the whole point.
It was never you're not going to get sick or you can't catch it. It was, how do we curb the severity so that the hospitals aren't overflowing and people just dying?
Correct.
So that's good. And lastly, Paxlovid, that's the pills you take if you get COVID, and it helps it go through your system a little faster. Also, you can somehow have a rebound case. So you take these pills, you get over it, and then like you feel sick maybe a week later and you have like a little bit of a reset, Anyway, they've had time to like really study it now, because a lot of this, in real world conditions and all that stuff.
Right.
And one of the things they've been studying is long COVID. Like, does it help mitigate some of the side effects or symptoms of long COVID? And it does offer some protection against long COVID symptoms, a study says.
That's good. And isn't this the one they said it better helps people that are older or a certain age range?
They recommend it to older people, like basically people with pre-existing conditions and older people.
Okay.
So yeah, and there's a lot of people living with long COVID right now. The workforce, I saw something today that said the workforce still hasn't recovered. They expect at least 500,000 people have dropped completely out of the workforce because of long COVID.
And a lot of them probably may never come back.
Yes, they might never come back. Who knows? So it's also that thing too, when we go, it's over and all this shit. It's like, well, it's not gonna be over for everybody.
Yeah, and also when we go, why is customer service down? Why does it take long for me to do things at the restaurant? Why is my airplane flight getting delayed? Why is it getting rescheduled or rebooked? Like people want to go out and do shit, and then you got to remember for a lot of these places, they had employees that died that are not being replaced. They have employees with long COVID that are not being replaced and may or may not come back to the workforce. And then they have the people that they have there, they're working them longer hours and stretching them thin. And a lot of times, depending on what industry they're in, they're not increasing their pay. So a lot of them, particularly now, the market is a employees market, and people are like, hey, I can go somewhere else and make more money if you're gonna work me to death. Shit, at least make it worth my time.
All right. Let's get into some other news. Let's get some regular news. Stone cold groove right there. Infrared crypto. All right, so regular news. Voting has been going smooth today.
Wonderful.
There's isolated issues, of course. There's tensions over like if people gonna be watching the polls, but so far we haven't really had a lot of people like report in like any oh my god, this is terrible, we just lost or I think there was one place I read where like someone called in a bomb threat and they moved it from one school to another school and then they just kept voting. So I think, and the reason I bring this up is because I think and it's not the kind of thing where you want to downplay it, but I feel like so much of what's going on in our media is about paranoia and about animosity and fear mongering. And one of the big fears, especially coming off January 6th, was there was going to be violence at the polls. There was going to be white supremacists out there doing stuff. And a lot of that stuff, I think, it scares people. But to me, it seemed a bit far-fetched that it was going to happen, and I just want to recognize like this moment of like, hey, it did not happen, so, because I think what happens a lot of times is we get scared. When the thing doesn't happen, we never release the fear of like, oh yeah, maybe we shouldn't. And then we never learn a lesson of like, maybe we shouldn't be scared,
Right. Right. And it's also one of those things to where when you look at these situations, and I know with history and things like that, but when you look at these situations, most places are going to allow people to vote, and you're not going to run into any major issues, and just in the normal circumstance. And I think that when it comes to fear mongering, and this is how I feel, fear mongering happens on both sides. It happens on the right and it happens on the left. The left always act like, it's just the other side just getting that fear mongering. But we get in that fear mongering too. We get in it because every time a poll goes up, we get nervous. The night before the election, a lot of times, which is natural, but it's one of those things where it's heightened.
Yeah, our fear mongering encourages apathy.
Yes.
Like it doesn't encourage like violence and shit, but it encourages apathy. Like, don't just give up. It's hopeless. We're not gonna win. We've been asking people. We've been calling random phone numbers, and those who didn't hang up on us said, I'm voting Republican, so you better give up,
Right.
But yeah, so we haven't, and especially in 2016 and 2018, we had so many like the polls are out in Georgia, and this shady thing happened, and these things didn't work. So I mean, I had to give our election system some credit, man. We haven't had those same issues this year so far.
No, and I know we were talking about Justin and something they did in North Carolina, and I appreciate it. Whenever you get your ballot before the person puts it in the machine. Now it actually types out who you voted for. When before you couldn't see it, it was like all computerized, generated, and some people actually started fussing about that. They're like, no, I want this thing to print out who the fuck I vote for. I don't know what them squares are saying up in there, and I appreciate that. So, it's one of those things where you know who you voted for. So if you look at it, it don't look right, you can challenge it then before they put it in the machine.
Houston Police Department arrested a 33-year-old accused of throwing hard seltzer at Senator Ted Cruz.
Not the apple cider. I mean the apple seltzer.
Seltzer, hard seltzer. That's apple flavored. I don't know. I thought it just tastes like water.
Well, today, Astros fans celebrated the team's World Series win in excellent fashion, I might say. But this was the moment that everybody is talking about now.
That's right. One fan was arrested, accused of throwing this can of hard seltzer at Senator Ted Cruz, who was on one of the parade floats, along with his two daughters. ABC 13 reporter Daniela Hurtado.
I love how he's doing that with his two daughters.
Is live with new details on the man who was charged with this, Daniela.
And a 33-year-old man is facing assault charges. Police have yet to release his name so far this evening and into tonight. What we can tell you is that man is in jail tonight, according to the police department, after throwing a White Claw can towards Senator
Not the
Ted
White
Cruz.
Claw.
A 1.7-mile parade route for Senator Ted Cruz was
we know the race.
We're talking about that fizzy water.
Astros
That's
Champions
what that
Parade
is.
crowd. The booze then turned into an accused assault as a can came flying towards him from the crowd. Police say it hit the lawmaker but didn't injure him. Video appears to show he swatted it away.
Kind of disbelief. Like a lot of people were just kind of.
It's interesting that Ted Cruz is that the Houston owners want Ted Cruz around. I mean, he seems deeply unpopular even within his own party. It's very
right.
It's an odd flex to have this nigga in the parade. You know that you had to know this is gonna happen. This is not a popular man,
right? And then everybody surprised he got booed.
Yeah.
Why don't y'all? It's like, well, bitch, you do shit, and then like you said,
and I don't mean. I'm sorry. This is gonna happen. I'm sorry. I want to clarify. Not the can, but the boo. Yeah, the
boos. Yeah,
you had to know that they were gonna boo him.
Right. Not that, but you had to know that he was going to be unpopular, and some people were going to boo because of his presence there.
Yeah.
And it's one of the things to where you do this shit, you pass these laws, they're in the middle of a fucking ice storm and shit like that. Like, people remember those things.
Right. Yeah.
And so it's one of those things to where people are like, bitch, what are you doing here? Like, we're come here to celebrate and we have to deal with your ass. And it's one of those things to where it's like you said, they go all these places and they don't ever think anybody is going to boo them or be like, nigga, I don't like you. You passing these fuck ass laws.
Yep. So I'm not surprised.
Like, in shock at what happened.
Weston Grove is a lifelong Houstonian and Astros fan. He's also the one that captured the main video circling around social media. The video has now been shared thousands of times.
Why does his security look like frat boys?
Probably because they are.
Like, that's his security right there. That dude look like he's securing the fucking beer keg, the kegerator.
Yeah, he went online with him.
He slapped the White Claw and was like, party foul, bro. Come on, it's that guy over there, man.
Social media. The video has now been shared thousands of times, even shared by Senator Cruz himself, who tweeted he's thankful the, quote, clown who threw his White Claw had a noodle for an arm. Cruz's office turned down a request to speak with ABC 13 about the incident.
Regardless of your political views, I don't think what that person did was right, to throw a beer at a elected official.
People like Democratic representatives commenting on this afternoon's situation. The representative said not to throw beer or commit violence against someone you politically disagree with. He says we're a country of voting and not violence. Others across social media applauding the actions, even talking about putting money together to bond out the man accused of throwing the seltzer. In Houston, Daniela.
It's funny how they say that, but yet a lot of times it's a rarity that it happens somebody on the left attacking somebody on the right. It's normally the other way around. And when it happens to somebody else, I don't really see them coming out and saying this shit. They only say it when it happens to one of their own, because then they're the victims. So
well,
then
Swalwell is a Democrat. The guy who said that is a Democrat.
Oh, that makes sense then. Okay.
Because, they go high. But also, like, I don't know what Ted Cruz said about, like, Nancy Pelosi's husband being attacked and stuff like that. I think they do gin up violence on that side on purpose.
Yes, they do.
And of course, they will try to make this seem like tit for tat. It's like someone shot up a school. It's the same as that time a beer was thrown at Ted Cruz.
Those things are not the same.
And of course, officially, I do not condone violence against elected officials, no matter how hilarious it is or not hilarious it is.
Right.
It's wrong. And just because it's extremely funny doesn't make it okay. It doesn't make it right.
It does not.
I'm not encouraging y'all to go out there and do any of this, any of these hijinks.
Please don't.
I don't want y'all get put in the arms of the law over this shit, but it's we obviously denounce that level of, extremely uproarious violence.
Now the boos, I'm here for all the boos. Boo. Boo this man.
Don't boo, vote. He probably gonna win re-election. Man repulsed as he learns his girlfriend of 3 years showers once every 2 weeks.
Oh no.
How did he find out 3 years into the relationship? Was it long distance or something?
Mm-hmm.
He said he loves his partner, but her refusing to shower means he sleeps on the couch to avoid the smell. Oh God, come on, man.
Oh, she's older.
He took to Reddit. The boyfriend claimed that in that 3-year relationship, he never noticed her lack of hygiene. He said, I love her, but I did not know what I was getting into. She doesn't shower frequently at all. She showers at max once every other week. Before we moved in together, I didn't notice any particularly bad smell. Occasionally she had BO, which is human. I'm guessing that she would take her occasional shower before seeing me. He said after a few months, he felt compelled to intervene as he couldn't sleep next to her in the bed. He said,
she must have been rank.
I had been sleeping on the couch because the smell was so terrible. I sat her down and tried to have a serious conversation about it. Although he approached the situation gently, his girlfriend reacted angrily to his suggestion and started crying.
I mean, he's the closest to you, and odds are he's not. If he can smell it, other people smell this shit too, dog.
Yeah, and I mean, you never gonna find sympathy for uncleanliness in America, ever, and especially not once Black people get a hold of the story. We don't know nothing more than telling you how clean we are.
Racism,
even though it's a holdover from slavery and shit.
Right supremacy. Trauma. Yeah, trust. There's a lot of Black people that would do the same thing if they wouldn't been called dirty and nasty.
I just can't imagine not knowing. It just seemed like it would have came up. Like it took him months to notice.
Okay, being at her house. Okay, because
you don't notice she ain't taking no showers.
Yeah, clothes. I mean.
Like, was you never
towels? I mean, because
every time you went in the shower, everything was exactly the way you left it. You never was like, damn, that's weird. The soap has got the same angle and everything every time.
I mean, she wash her hair, cause her hair get oily. Yeah, you have to wash that shit out there. Have to wash that shit out their hair.
I don't know. Some people they get down like that. I guess I don't want to guess the race, but we know.
Yeah.
Nick Cannon defends Kyrie Irving, calls the Nets' demands dehumanizing. Now, the latest update is Kyrie Irving is suspended for 5 games for the Nets minimum. And they said in conditions for his reinstatement is he has to meet these 6 different demands. And the demands are like, he got to give a certain amount of money to the ADL. He got to take sensitivity training, a specific Jewish sensitivity training. He has to apologize. He has to meet with the owner at the end of all this. So like, it's a pretty extensive list that I have not seen a player have to do before, to be honest with y'all. Mm-hmm. Even when a player's said or done something racist in the past, like the dude from NASCAR and I think Myers Leonard last year or 2 years ago, I think maybe 2 years ago with the Heat, and now he's out of the league. So that white boy ain't back. But anyway, I've never really seen a list like this. I'm not really saying one way or the other. Like, I don't really care if he has to do this shit because I honestly don't feel. I feel like all of this was unnecessary and the ball was in his court and he knew it, he forced it to come down to something like this. The truth is they probably should cut him.
Agreed. Versus going through all this bullshit.
Because if you need all this, one, even if he does it, I don't even know if you can say, well, we sincerely believe him. You made him do it.
Right.
So it's not really like, and also like the way he is, it's going to be something else.
And not only that, the thing is,
only that
if he pushed y'all to this point, what makes you think he's going to do this list? He wasn't willing to do the simpler shit.
Yeah, that's what I wonder. Is the plan to present him something you know he won't do?
Right.
Because like, to be honest, man, in almost every other situation, putting out that press release statement that he probably did not write himself and doesn't mean, that has been the like be all end all normally. Like, oh yeah, Riley Cooper says, the N-word, and then he comes out and goes, oh, that's not how I really am, blah, blah, blah. I apologize to anyone who was hurt. And then that's it. Like even if we don't feel like it should be it always ends up being it. It was like that was the end. So yeah, and I think it's given the black dudes who support Kyrie and believe in that Hebrew Israelite costume bullshit, like a lane to step in and be like, oh, now see, they trying to break this, brother. You see what they do? You see how they do a black man? If he was white and said the N-word, they ain't gonna make him give money to the NAACP. They not gonna make him do 6 steps. No, because white people have said racist shit in these jobs, in sports, and like Drew Brees, like not too long ago, and made full-throated apologies, but they haven't had like a list of 6 demands to fill, and they just were like back playing football, and that was the end of it.
Yes, sir.
So unfortunately, it's giving these dudes like some leeway into like, okay, but this is too far, and this is not about really educating him. It's about like humbling him. And I think it is about humbling.
Yes, sir. Like I said, if you have to go through all this, why is he there? And I feel like this, okay, you do all this shit for him, but what about the other players on the team? They have to deal with this too. Last year was COVID. He didn't play all the games. He couldn't go away, and shit.
Oh, you just talking about from a basketball standpoint?
Yes. Yeah. From
sure.
because it's like, okay, let's say he does all this and then he gets back. Does everybody on team jail and rally around him? Or is it going to be something that uses all this PTO time and shit? Like, this actually affects other players on the team. We don't know where you're going to play. You take your birthday off. We don't know what's happening. Nigga, we just want to win games.
Yeah. From a basketball point, I feel like even if you're just looking for like, we need to get back to a point where we can trust you, I don't think you can ever trust Kyrie ever. It's always something. But Nick Cannon, who famously got in trouble talking about Jewish people like a year ago, lost like his MTV show, lost his America's Got Talent hosting gig, and eventually ended up like doing a mea culpa and getting his gigs back after having talks with Jewish people and the people that run these media organizations. But I guess he's stepping back into this arena. You would think like he shouldn't.
Like, babe, you got a whole army troop to feed.
Yeah, well, not even just because of the kids, just because you were just in trouble, for this.
I know that ain't who I think it is.
That's how it feels. All right, here's the clip.
I can wholeheartedly say I know Kyrie Irving is not anti-Semitic.
When given the chance to say, are you anti-Semitic or not, he didn't say, no, I'm not anti-Semitic. At the press conference, tell us about.
Yeah, and I remember Nick Cannon ended up doing that fucking podcast where he talked to a rabbi about this.
That movie, why he did, he said, stop dehumanizing me. And the movie is saying white Jews invented the Holocaust. and 6 million Jews didn't get killed. Okay, I know that isn't right.
Right.
There's a gigantic historical record. Jewish people know when you dehumanize us this way, we know what's around the corner.
So in that same statement as those are the tropes that dehumanize Jewish people, the same buck breaking.
Was that? I don't really know what that means, to be perfectly honest.
The slave masters would bring the buck, the one that gets out of line. So all the other slaves would see lash after lash, showed them the power to set an example. This is what you must do to fall in line. So when we see the 6 things that Kyrie must do to get his job back,
right?
That's dehumanizing.
Feel like that's a false equivalence, but we already knew Nick Cannon was kind of on this. He's been dressing like Piccolo from Dragon Ball Z for the better part of 20 years. So, but yeah, I think that's the other thing too, is because black oppression is real. A lot of these dudes want to be like, yeah, but you're oppressing him now, when it's just like, no, these are the consequences of his actions. He's facing consequences. They didn't just like go pick him out of the locker room because he's the strongest buck.
He could have said
and break him in front of the rest of the NBA. Like, look at you niggas, better not get out of line. That's not what happened.
No, he purposely went out there and chose to get hit by the car, and it's one of the things where he didn't have to put the video out. He could have said nothing. He could have minded his business.
Right.
But I don't think he ever watched that video. He put that shit out, in my opinion. I don't think he watched it. He put this shit out there and then started this avalanche. And they was like, hey, dog, you can't do this. And you half-assed apologized and went up there and went whole black man Israelite hotep on them white people. And they like, hey, dog, like, just say that you are anti-Semitic. You didn't want to say it. And it becomes a problem. It becomes a problem for the organization. It becomes a problem for anything associated with you.
Yeah, and it's interesting because Nick Cannon was the one who said that he agreed with the idea that Jewish people had control over the banks and controlled the world's wealth. And he defended Professor Griff, who said that in the late 80s that Jews spread wickedness around the world. He apologized, said his comments were ashamed of he was ashamed of the uninformed and naive place that these words came from. But it's just interesting to see, like, he's right back in the middle of this shit, and it makes you wonder, was anything learned? Because at the end of the day, I think as long as people can defend their affinity group, in his case, black men, they don't really care what who that group hurts, who that person hurts, what that person did. We just run behind the shelter of like, he's a black man, so anything you do to him is racist. Is like, well, he kind of brought this on himself. He could have issued that apology the first day and we wouldn't even be here. He could have said, my bad, I didn't know all that was in the documentary, I apologize, and everybody would have been like, oh, okay, he didn't know.
Correct.
Like, I don't understand how I don't know. It's like, but it's that thing though. I think this is common now, period. Like, it's comedians that aren't funny and tell racist jokes or offensive jokes, and then the branding of it is no longer how funny am I, it's how offensive am I, and look how I won't let them break me. The liberals and the woke mob and they won't break me. And it's like, that's not comedy. That's not making, like, you're not Lenny fucking Bruce, dude. You're just not being funny. Like, what happened to just be funny? I'll laugh at some shit I don't agree with. I do it all the fucking time.
Me too.
You not even attempting to make it clever or be funny with the shit. You're just being like, they're mad at me. This is the point. And I wonder, I think as long as we use other people's anger as justification, a lot of times we're going to end up in situations like this where you actually look pretty fucking stupid.
Yeah. You look stupid. You look uneducated. And for a lot of groups, even marginalized groups, freedom means freedom for me and no one else. They do the trickle down freedom.
All right.
I can get the freedom, and if it sprinkles your way, cool. But if it don't, I'm not worried about you. And black men have a tendency to do that, particularly, them Hotep Israelite type of people. They like, hey, it's for me, But, you know, I'm not worried about you females, or I'm not worried about, you know, the abuse that I oppress upon other people. I only care, and I'm only concerned about my oppression and no one else. And straight people do it to LGBTQ people. It all happens in all these groups, and it's all learned from white supremacy. They did the playbook, and every other group is mimicking it.
Yeah, I agree. Let's see what else we got going on here. Oh, the fucking Drake 21 Savage album, Her Loss. 21 Savage admits to hyping up Drake to write controversial lyrics. So I figured he was getting a pass at first. I was like, he's on the album, but he can kind of be like, look, I didn't know Drake was gonna say all that wild shit to people. 21 Savage is a pretty well liked guy. And apparently he decided, no, I want some of the smoke too. And I'm not gonna let Aubrey be in it by himself. I'm gonna tell everybody I'm the one who put the battery in his back to get him to talk shit about all these people, which I'm not really sure what the play is here, but all right.
Okay, and you don't look good, and you know the industry ain't but so big.
Yes, it was a very interesting choice. He's also him and Drake are being sued by Vogue because they made
the magazine.
Yeah, the magazine as part of their like social media promotional run. They did fake interviews and stuff on like I think Drake went on Howard Stern, but they made a fake Vogue cover.
You can't do that. You better ask them people for the right to that.
Condé Nast is suing Drake and 21 Savage over that.
Yeah, they was like, bitch, we Vogue. No, sir. We is a LLC. Nope, you can't. You gotta ask our permission.
And apparently they did like print these magazines up and they handed them out to people.
Y'all could have did a fake magazine, made up a fake name and did the same thing so that people knew it was fake. But you can't use a real existing company that go, well, this didn't go through our checks and balances. You're not fucking up our integrity trying to do this bullshit.
According to the suit, the mock mags were handed out were a complete professionally reprinted reproduction of the October issue of Vogue, with some pages modified to superimpose promotional logos for the defendant's album. Others included images of veteran Vogue editor Anna Wintour that were not in the real issue, and in one case was doctored to interpose an image of Drake.
Wow. Nah, you can't do that, dog.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, I don't know if you can do that or not, but it makes sense they'd sue you because you clearly didn't ask permission. I don't know what's covered under like.
Right.
If you could be like, oh no, it's satire. Like people knew we didn't sell it. People knew they weren't getting an actual copy of Vogue. Maybe there's like a legal case for why you can do it, but it definitely seems like what I'm hearing about the album, just messy.
Right. And it's also one of the things where they looking like we would have gave you permission to do this, but you didn't ask. And so since you didn't ask, that's the problem.
Right. So that's
you know, because they all about that money. You pay whatever their fee is, they'd be like, cool.
Yeah, it's such a like this rollout and stuff. It's just been very weird.
It has been.
It feels a little like that. If you can't be good, be controversial type thing.
And it don't make sense to me because all this shit is temporary. Like it's a flash in the pan, and people gonna forget about this, and they're gonna be like, well, what's next? And so what's the purpose in doing this and tarnishing your name? And, you know, you have a lot of people on the outside looking in going, well, I don't know if I want to deal with you or be associated with you until this rolls over. Like, you going to fuck around and, you know, some people might probably tell you, no, I'm not doing this, and no, I'm not doing that, and no, I'm not working with you until you are kind of chill in the streets, because that's actually wild reckless. And the thing is, as particularly with Drake, as sensitive as Drake is, somebody do some shit like that to him, he would have a fucking fit and be rapping about them and shit like that. But yet, you know, you don't expect people to come at you.
The Baby seemingly responds after getting trolled over his buy one get one ticket offer for his upcoming show. Yeah, several Twitter users pointed out the buy one get one offer for one of his shows in Birmingham, Alabama. Basically pointing out like how his career's falling down and is now on some Groupon shit.
So he got the BOGO going on?
Yeah. The baby on Baby 2, Enter promo code tickets general admission $22 to $42. Buy one get one general admission plus is $22 plus $5.92 fee.
And you end up getting 2 tickets.
Yeah, you get 2 tickets. Buy one get one. So it's like, so he then posted like him on stage in Boston with people in the show in the crowd or whatever. Okay. And because somebody had basically put like the baby is cooked, people was like he lost it, stuff like that. So he says they think I lost it, nigga, in a clip filmed at their show in Boston. Me and Boston just went stupid in this bitch. We just went so stupid. They think I lost it. Boston, they think I lost it. He then posted another clip from the Boston show showing the caption "Stop it," telling them how we rock in Boston. So he said they coming out to see him in Boston. So I don't know how that would make the buy one get one not, true.
He's not disputing. That's the thing. He's not disputing that.
Yeah, like I don't see how he didn't say they was lying. He just said stop it. Like I don't know. Anyway, an alleged threesome led to a 60-person brawl on Carnival Cruise.
Oh shit! And y'all,
the whole ship.
Shout out to Bo, the whole ship by the Morning Jones crew. My thing is this: you're on the boat. Where can you go? Like, there's nowhere to go. If a brawl breaks out, we just brawling in the middle of the ocean.
A huge fight that took place among a crowd of passengers aboard the Carnival Magic was allegedly ignited by allegations of cheating. According to a passenger,
where you gonna go? You can't run away. It's a boat.
It is a boat. That is true, Karen. It was according to a passenger that shared video of the brawl. So I think they have the video here. I haven't watched it myself, but I guess it was fucking fighting on the ship.
60 people.
It's a lot of people.
Right. 2/3 of the ship is brawling. What do you do as a crew?
Honestly, it's like if one person cheated, unless they fucked 59 other people, I don't see how everybody else got involved.
I don't understand either.
Oh shit, it's black people. Boy, I'm glad this wasn't Guess the Race. I would have lost this. Pretty sure I saw a titty pop out. This is insane.
Are they brawling in the dining hall?
Damn. Not on the cruise, man. You spent all that money to go on the cruise and fight over some damn cheating you could have did at home.
Nigga, I'd have grabbed me my food and went on at the door.
Right? Like,
I'd be like, I guess ain't nobody at the pool.
I know. I'll be over there like, pass me that shrimp though.
Excuse me.
Excuse me, the shrimp. Thank you. No, don't pay no attention to them. Go ahead and give me one more omelet.
Don't pay no. I'm going up here to the shuffleboard on the 3rd floor.
A while back we talked about this black woman who made the pink sauce, and a lot of people was like, "How come y'all people be anti-black? A black woman can't make a mistake or something like that." There's this also story I forgot to cover from June. There's this company called Daily Harvest. It's a food home delivery service.
I was about to say Daily Harvest sounds like one of my video games.
It has issued a recall on its lentil and leek crumbles dishes after multiple customers complained on social media of stomach issues after consuming them.
Oh.
One Reddit user said their wife had symptoms such as extreme fatigue, dark urine.
Bitch.
What is dark urine? No, thank you.
What is dark urine?
Low grade fever and whole body itching with no rash. What? Another user said the mom was sick as a dog and puking a lot. The company published a statement on Sunday advising consumers to throw out the dish and said it reached out to all customers who received it. We simultaneously launched an investigation with internal and external experts throughout our supply chain, and in accordance with regulatory procedures, we will share more information as soon as it's available. They posted a link to the statement to its 600,000 Instagram followers with the caption, "An important message regarding our French lentil and leek crumbles link in the bio with details. Now, here's the thing. If you send out food that's making people sick, you can't link in the bio. You got to put that information in the fucking post. Like, come on, man. That's fucked up. Here's a picture, because they send it out with just like a picture of the food and like link in the bio. And I'm like, well, what happened? So
yeah, because they didn't want a publicly come out and say that shit. Nope. Keep it fucking real, because you're gonna take the hit either way. Go ahead and tell the truth and let people temporarily be mad and keep it pushing, or do this bullshit and people go, well, y'all was fucking hiding it from us, which is actually even worse.
Right. Why not include the important message in the caption? Is your social media aesthetic more important than consumers' health? Said one person.
Correct.
This caption demonstrates that Daily Harvest does not care about the well-being of customers, despite its supposed brand as a healthy option.
Right. And if I was using their service, and let's say I didn't order that meal, I would cancel, because obviously y'all don't care about me. And if I see it's like a recall or something, y'all won't even properly notify people on your thing like you're supposed to.
Right. I got to opt into text messages to find out y'all gave me salmonella. How?
That don't make sense.
And this is a company that's supposed to be the healthy produce company. They free from pesticides, no fertilizers, no synthetic chemicals. And meanwhile, y'all getting people fucking sick. Maybe I should have threw some motherfucking fertilizers on there. I don't know.
So
maybe that fucked
throw a little extra
up.
cow manure in there.
Yeah, but when people was like, oh, it's anti-blackness, I'm like, man, if you get anybody sick with food, it don't matter what color you are. You don't get no extra or less protection, because like people just don't want to die from your food.
Yes.
I've never eaten that food and been like, I'm getting sick, but white people made it. I guess it's okay.
Right. And this is the purpose and the reason why you need regulation. You need food regulations. You need the FDA. You need people inspecting shit. You need to know where this shit came from, who made it, who harvested, and all that shit. So when you have outbreaks like this, and you don't have 45 different companies and people don't keep track of their paperwork, and don't nobody know where the outbreak started, so they can fix the shit.
All right, let's move it to a different segment. Okay. It's been a minute, but I say we do some white people news.
Yay! White people news. We're bringing egg salad to the barbecue. We might be problematic or a little bit bitter. The sun's really harsh on our fragile pink skin. White people news.
Yeah, and someone said, did anyone get sick from the pink sauce? Oh, I don't know if they got sick. I just remember that the packaging was fucked up, and clearly the health stuff on the thing was wrong. And that's why people weren't going to eat it and risk getting sick. That's the point.
Right. And the discoloration and shit like that. People's like, the fuck is this?
Like, you really couldn't blame people if your package arrived busted and shit, not wrapped in the right stuff. Like, yeah, and of course, she still got with another company to distribute it and try to get the bag, so it still worked out for her. But yeah, I just remember people trying to act like it's anti-black. I was like, nigga, if you do this for anybody, people are gonna complain.
Yes, they are.
Stop acting like everything is a fucking conspiracy.
It is not a conspiracy. People, when they order shit, they expect it to come whole.
Not just whole, but like the right fucking like, what are the ingredients? What are the fucking
labeled right?
Yeah, what are the calories? So it was like, come on, man. Anyway, white people news. Too much mayo on a sandwich leads to one dead and one in surgery after being shot by a Subway customer.
Goddamn.
I can only imagine this is white people news. I mean, mayonnaise. I don't know if the person was white. They could have been any race, to be honest. But mayonnaise, that is definitely a white people.
Come on.
They got the Google alert for that.
If you just said Miracle Whip or Duke's, I'd have been like black, but you just said regular ass mayonnaise? Okay.
Yeah, they got the Miracle alert. Miracle Whip alert going on in their Google.
A restaurant worker was shot and killed, and another is in surgery this Monday morning. Police say a customer didn't like how the workers made the sandwich. Investigators
You
say
could
the
ask
shooting
them
was
to make
all
it
over
again.
too much mayonnaise, if you can believe that. Channel 2's Justin Carter is live at the scene downtown on Northside Drive. Justin, the owners say the victims, they were model employees.
I'm mad at my man. The news guy on the scene is already shaking his head. Like his head looks like these niggas.
Say the victims, they were model employees.
They shot the employees of the
It's
month.
just unbelievable. Kind of makes you shake your head. Yeah, the owners told us that it was two young ladies who were shot all over making a sandwich for someone. One of them lost their life. Let's set the scene for you. Here's the scene right now. You can still see caution tape surrounding this building. Obviously, it's closed right now. There's also bullets in the front entranceway of this restaurant. Now, police say this is just senseless, and whoever did this will be caught.
Oh, they ain't caught him.
Owner
Not
Billy
yet.
Glenn says he is stunned and heartbroken.
It just breaks my heart to know that someone has the audacity to point a weapon and shoot someone for as little as too much mayonnaise on a sandwich.
It happened here around
Definitely
6:30
right.
Sunday at this Subway restaurant on Northside Drive in downtown Atlanta. Investigators on scene collecting evidence, trying to figure out why someone would do this.
What you're seeing behind me is the result of a tragedy, a senseless tragedy that we've seen numerous times throughout the year, where an argument leads to gunfire, and now we have someone dead.
Dead over mayonnaise. You can see where
The white dude, the white police chief is like, and the tragedy is that all that mayonnaise is lost. Okay.
All of it.
That mayonnaise could have went into some white family's weekly budget.
Come on.
Okay. You could at least put it back in the jar. You don't kill people with mayonnaise unless it's too little.
where the bullets pierced through the front of this restaurant. Al Robinson is also a co-owner and says the victims were very young and Star employees.
You pull out a gun and just shoot somebody over a sandwich? That's ridiculous. My heart just breaks.
They was
right
already mad.
Yeah, it's senseless.
Yeah, they came in upset about some
Over
other
a
shit and
sandwich,
was
yes,
like,
ridiculous. Police
I'm
say
mad about
arguments
this
that
mayo.
escalate into gunfire is one of the leading causes of homicide so far in the city this year. Now, the victims' identities have not yet been released. And what police are saying about the suspect in this case, we'll have that part of the story. It's coming up in the next half hour, Fred.
Justin, so many folks have gone by.
Sad to see what happened to that mayonnaise. I'm sorry, white people. That was a tough one for y'all.
Right?
It was tough for us too, because it was probably black that got killed. But you know, for y'all too, you know, I get it. Sexiest man alive is Chris Evans.
Oh, I know they was mad.
Why you think they was mad?
Oh, and maybe not white people, black people probably was mad.
Why? Why was black people be mad?
Oh, it's the other one. Oh, it's Chris Evans. Oh, I thought you were talking about the other Chris. My bad.
Chris Pratt?
Yeah.
Oh, no. Chris Evans. Everybody, America's
Yes,
ass.
my Captain America.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, then, this is my vote. Yes. He deserves it. Yes, this is my Captain America.
He's got every kind of look. You know, he always knows what to do with his hands on the red carpet.
Mm-hmm.
He can wear the hell out of a suit.
Yes, he can.
I mean, yeah, you're just not gonna get better than Chris Evans. He's not problematic. He encourages people to vote. Yeah, he looked like he always trying to holler at black women, even if I've never seen what his girlfriend looks like. I feel like this is you know, this is the one for a lot of people. That this is like one of those rare times where they pick the sexiest man alive, and you're not gonna get too many people that can't see it. Like you're gonna get people that might not personally prefer him. They're like, oh, cool. Why couldn't it be blank? But you're not gonna get anybody that's like, what the fuck? The way they were with John Legend and that other nigga from American, the Voice or whatever, the country singer.
Yes.
Blake Shelton. Like,
yes, I do not object.
they finally got one of these dudes that you're not gonna fucking roast.
Right. Did everybody quote unquote loves across the board? So I am here for it.
Like I feel bad when it's the other dudes because it immediately turns into why the fuck bitch you not. It turns into that for them.
Right. And also I think for me, one thing I do love about him, you remember the episode of Atlanta where they was like, that's Chris Evans, right? They was talking about it online and Chris Evans was like, I would have did it.
Yeah, he hella cool. So and he don't have the like perpetrating white dude like he trying to use black slang and all that shit either. He's just like, I'm a regular white. I don't have no problems. And yeah. And so yeah, he's a pretty unobjectionable guy, in my opinion, you know.
Yes.
Like I said, you'll have people that there's anytime you say there's one person that's the sexiest, you're gonna have people that don't like it, but it's gonna be a lot less than it was when it was Blake Shelton. Plus, a lot of people like to lie, like they wouldn't let them smash.
Honey, that is my Captain America.
Let's see. Taylor Swift announces her first U.S. stadium tour in 5 years.
It's been 5 years?
Yeah.
Wow, she hadn't toured in a minute.
Yeah, back on y'all necks.
She out here like Rihanna. She's like, I got other shit to do.
And the blacks are already trying to act like they mad about it. It's like, nigga, she gave you 5 years off. I'm sorry, she's not gonna go away.
She is not.
She just happened to be the biggest pop star. Sorry.
Her shit gonna sell out too.
Yeah.
Yeah, she not coming to Charlotte.
Yeah. So she's doing this new stadium tour for her 10th album, Midnights, which goes through eras of her career, is what the tour is going to be about. And of course, she's the first artist to claim all 10 spots on the Billboard 100,
1 through 10
in the song chart 64-year history. No one's ever done that shit before.
Nope.
Taylor came through at 32 and said, I got y'all. So her tour will feature the new album as well as a retrospective of her prolific and storied career. In an Instagram post, she said the tour is dubbed the Eras Tour, and it will be a journey through the musical eras of my career, past and present. So yeah, and yeah, a lot of people are upset because she announced this tour, and it's the places she's not going. This guy, everybody like, what the fuck?
That's why she keep adding dates.
Yeah,
because I know you was talking about it. I went to go look too. I was like, shit, ain't nothing in Charlotte.
Nope. Arena Shake, I think that's how you pronounce it, reportedly wants to get back together with her ex Bradley Cooper. Make up your mind.
Make up your mind.
She's 36, he's 47. They spent some time together on Monday amid rumors that she wants to get back together. They went out dog walking, and everybody was like, oh, they hanging out again. And I feel like Bradley Cooper is pretty high up on the echelon of like white guys in Hollywood. You know, like that's a good catch for, for up and coming model. But yeah, they were walking their two dogs during the outing. You can see her grabbing Cooper's butt.
Oh shit! Now
when you grabbing the butt, that's not a we're just friends move. Okay, and he had his arm around her when she grabbed that ass. She would like for them to be back together, a source close to the supermodel told People on Tuesday, adding that she and the actor have both been single and started hanging out more together. And that she's very happy to spend time with Bradley, and she very much loves him. She put the full court press on him because when she put this out in the news, like, he got to make a decision.
Yep. She was like, oh, I don't know where we are. Well, I'm going to make you make a choice.
They split in 2019, but now the pandemic's over. So she probably was like, listen, we can get vaccinated and get in these streets again. So yeah, they got a daughter together.
Oh.
She's
gorgeous. That dress is flames.
Well, she is a supermodel. I mean, don't get it twisted. All right. So good luck to those whites. You love to see it. Katy Perry is being slammed by fans after she voted for billionaire Rick Caruso. I think he's running for like Los Angeles mayor. They got a black woman running who's of course qualified and and then they got this billionaire who's only supported Republicans in the past, switched his party affiliation to Democrat, and then ran for mayor, spent a bunch of money on celebrity endorsements, and got like Snoop Dogg and a bunch of people supporting him. And Katy Perry, who got in, somewhat hot water for being like unwilling to kind of push away or admonish her. Like, it wasn't even unwilling. I mean, okay, so it's two levels. On the one hand, she got admonished for being unwilling to like distance herself from her family because some of her family is conservative. That part I'm not that whatever. They're like niggas get on Twitter and be full of shit. That's fine.
Yes.
No, that's not. But she also had put that out there like, look at this, y'all, America. We can all still get along. And I think that's the dumb part. Like, if you everybody got somebody in their family that they love despite the fact they don't agree with them on whatever the fuck.
Yes, they do.
Some of it might even be vehement disagreements. Some of it might be about you. You know what I mean? Like, there's people that are like, I love my aunt. She's homophobic and I'm gay. I still fucking love her, but I don't walk around like, guys, be like me and my aunt. It's like,
right.
No, I love her. And I still don't tell anybody else you need to put up with this shit.
Agree.
You know, and one day I might decide I don't want to put up with it, but everybody got their own battles, whatever.
Right.
But she was one of these white people that was on some like, guys, we can all kind of get along, blah, blah, blah. So that's why she got fried for that. So now she's in the fucking voting booth. She votes for this clearly like Democrat in name only ass nigga. And she took a picture of it and like sent it out to the world like she was proud of that shit.
Why? Didn't nobody have to know this?
Yeah, I don't know if she was one of the celebrities that also had endorsed him because the man spent a lot of money and there were like celebrities going on their social media saying they were going to vote for him or telling people to vote for him. And clearly that was some money that had to exchange hands. None of them people did that shit for free. He's a billionaire, you know? So that's crazy. I didn't even know you could take your phone in there or take a picture of yourself voting.
I thought it was
maybe
illegal.
It's different in California.
Must be. I thought it was like, no, bitch, don't bring your cell phone out.
Yeah, I mean, you can have it like in your pocket. I didn't know you could just like pull it out, take selfies and shit. What if you take a picture of someone else voting? You know,
correct. That's why they was like, no.
Comedian Trayvon Free tweeted on Monday after learning of Perry's vote. As much as the right tried to spin it, Katy Perry voting for Rick Caruso is not an indication of anything other than a rich white woman voted for a fake Democrat who will ultimately have no effect on the quality of her life, but will worsen the lives of many others. That's another thing too with the conservatives. All you got to do is something like this one time, and they welcome you in the fold. You know, like that's the thing. Democrats have integrity, so they never like. We never celebrate a motherfucker coming over to the squad. like it's like
you gotta earn your spot.
It's like, you know, you do one thing right, we like, and what about all the wrong shit? You know what I mean?
Gotta make them in.
Republicans so thirsty to like. That's what's so funny about their hatred of celebrity and like all the, you know, Hollywood, blah blah blah. Let one of them even show a little bit, even a little bit of like, oh yeah, I kind of, you know, fuck with y'all. All of a sudden they're like, you know what? I agree. Thank you, Katy Perry. Welcome to the Republican Party. We love you. I'm gonna buy all your albums. It's like, damn, I thought you hated her and I thought you hated Hollywood.
Right.
Yeah, another critic said Katy Perry tweeting out a pro-choice video while voting for Rick Caruso would be objectively hilarious if it wasn't painfully dumb. And a third wrote, Katy Perry voted for Rick Caruso for LA mayor is incredibly disappointing. Please vote Karen Bass, a community-oriented politician, not a businessman with a redundant platform of homelessness and a history of donating to anti-choice orgs and initiatives. So, yeah.
Yeah, which is something we didn't have to know. This is an own goal. You didn't have to do this.
She turned off her comments.
I know she did. Did she take the picture down too?
I don't know. It's still up. Maybe that's part of the money. Maybe some money was changing hands. I don't know.
You never know.
In June, she had tweeted Rick Caruso for the win and got criticism then as well. So, but that's another thing. Like a lot of times, these people like her, they in for the wave of pro-choice, this, that, and the other. But when it comes down to it, it's like I don't give a fuck about y'all. I don't give a fuck about that. Like I'm gonna be fine. Whatever happens with me, my life is gonna be cool. So, yeah. So I think that's and I think a lot of these celebrities have been like swayed by this man. Kim Kardashian, Chris Pratt, Snoop Dogg. Like, yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. But of course, there's always more whiteness to cover.
Of course.
Surprise. Tom Hiddleston and Zawe Ashton secretly welcomed their first child months after confirming their engagement.
Oh.
You may know Tom Hiddleston as Loki.
Yes, Loki. Come on, season 2.
His fiance appears to be a woman of color.
Right, I'm about to say she brown.
Ain't she? I'd even go so far as to say she looked black to me. They welcomed their first child together. Their couple's romance blossomed after they starred in 2019 this play called Betrayal, and has gone from strength to strength since, eventually leading to a proposal in March. Now they're proud parents and thrilled by their new arrival. So yeah, they said they're having the struggles of new parents and aren't sleeping much, but they're thrilled.
Oh.
Yeah, he always gave off the vibe. I think it was that video.
Did.
I think it's that video where he was cooking breakfast for somebody.
Mm-hmm.
I said, this motherfucker right here, he'll look too smooth for a white. In June, Tom confirmed he was set to wed, but kept tight-lipped about the romance, saying, "I'm very happy and nothing more." They set tongues wagging about possible engagement when they appeared at the BAFTAs earlier this year, after which she was pictured wearing a huge diamond sparkler on her ring finger. They reportedly congratulated by industry friends at the ceremony after Zawe hid her hand as she took to the red carpet in a pink dress.
She is gorgeous.
So I guess they decided to be private. The fresh meat star concealed her stunning diamond-encrusted ring from photographers on the red carpet, draping her stunning flowing pink gown over her hand. Meanwhile, Tom looked handsome in a black blazer and trousers as he posed hand in hand with Zawe.
Honey, you can't hide that. She gonna be like that lady remember that time we went to PF Change, y'all. We was in there enjoying our meal, and the whole place lit up like a disco ball. I was like, the fuck is this disco ball in here? And it was some woman like a few tables over. I don't know how many carats that bitch was, but the way the light was flickering off that bitch, it lit up the whole restaurant. I was like, well, goddamn, baby, your ring is like blinding everybody. You can't hide up underneath that shawl.
Cher, 76, defends her relationship with 36-year-old Beau Alexander Edwards. Love doesn't know math, she says. So Cher's out here getting it how she live. Taking full advantage of the woman double standard in Hollywood. You know?
Yeah.
Haters are gonna hate, doesn't matter. We're happy and not bothering anyone, said Cher of her romance with music exec Alexander.
She like, leave me alone. Let me get my back broke in peace.
Yep. Someone, because anytime you post something on social media, people is like, they go get their opinions. Like, it's this nigga 40 years younger than you. What's up? She said, love doesn't know math, it sees too hard, she said, but then she deleted the tweet that was captured by the Shade Room. She went on to refer to a lesson she learned from Sagyal Rinpoche, the late Tibetan Buddhist teacher and best-selling author who died in 2019. Rinpoche told me, some people meet, others recognize, she wrote. I don't know what that means.
Me either. Just
I probably mean he blowing that back out.
Yep. Make sure all your money in order.
No. Make sure your money is in order, my man Alexander Edwards. I don't know why. Listen,
he trying to get the bag.
If I come in here and I'm blowing your back out for the last 20 years of your life, I need some conversation too. Don't freeze me out. Make me 56 and I'm broke now, because that ain't love. You said love don't see nothing but hearts. Well, that's fine too. Don't be seeing the money and trying to freeze me out. Now I'm team get it how you live, so I don't ever shame even these young chicks that go out to these like old ass Hollywood producers. Get it how you live, sis.
Let her leg like you.
Everybody's so weird with this shit. They be hypocrites as fuck. Guys, sex work is work, and why are you bringing your morals into it? I'm like, that's cool, no problem. I respect that. But as soon as I'm like, groupie work is work, they want to get all gendered about this shit. Oh no, not when a man does not want to. Get it how you live. Some people have amassed a lot of wealth, and if all you got to do is throw some genitals at them to get to it, God bless you.
More power to you.
Okay, and honestly, don't listen to nobody telling you not to. They jealous and because they don't got the option.
Ain't that the truth?
If they would hit the gym and do all the shit y'all do, they be up in Oprah's house getting it like Stedman. But they didn't. They didn't make the right choices. So you cash that on in, okay?
They ain't looking at you working out and squatting and bench pressing and getting them surgeries. You ain't do that shit for no reason.
You know why men hate young women gold diggers? Because they can't be one.
Right. Get a return on your investment.
It's jealousy. Don't fall for that shit, sis. And if my man here, you and the nigga that's dating Madonna, y'all should all go out on motherfucking double dates now. Share secrets. Get it how y'all live, okay? See if y'all can get some of that inheritance for yourself. They met at Paris Fashion Week back in September, she said. He's an artist on rapper Tyga's independent label, Last Kings Records, and was last linked to model Amber Rose, with whom he shares a 3-year-old son, Slash. So this nigga is somebody. I just never heard of him.
Right.
That relationship ended in August 2021 after 3 years together, with Rose appearing to accuse Edwards of cheating on her with at least 12 different people. I guess he took her for a slut walk. You know what I'm saying? Oh boy. Oh. Who's the real slut here, you know? Cheated on Amber Rose with 12 different people. He later admitted to his infidelity, saying in the Instagram live that he got caught stepping out on Rose. At the end, I don't think anybody can be happy or successful if you're not truly yourself. Whether other people understand it or blame you, he said at the time. It's just who I am. It's just how Rose wants to be loved. Someone said, I'm not sure how I feel about this. I've been a fan for so long that I'm immediately suspicious of his intentions towards you. We know you are fabulous, and I'm sure your inner circle will continue to have your back. Want you to be happy, but not taken advantage of. She replied, which means she's a little insecure about this, because who the fuck is this person? She said, as we all know, I wasn't born yesterday, and what I know for sure, there are no guarantees. Anytime you make a choice, you take a chance. I've always taken chances. It's who I am. Which to me reads as he is balls deep in this. He is up in there, okay? He is getting to the bottom of things.
I'm trying to tell you.
Okay. Like Sonny ain't the only one getting hit by a big old tree, if you know what I'm saying. I think y'all know what I mean.
Come on.
Come on.
She's like, it's Brokeback Mountain in this bitch every night.
Okay. So he is out here breaking them off. And shit, if that's how she wants to spend the rest of her life, who am I? Who the fuck am I to tell Cher?
Shout out to What's the Tea. Who is me to judge?
Yeah, who are me to judge? Last white people news story. Alicia Silverstone and Stacey Dash reunite to recreate Clueless scene. And this is how you know that Alicia Silverstone ain't been keeping up with nothing Stacey Dash be doing. But yeah, Dash shared a video to her TikTok page showing her and Silverstone 46 lip syncing over their original lines, which has gained popularity as a sound on the app. Would you call me selfish, Silverstone mouth in the character as the iconic Cher Horowitz? No, not to your face, Dash responded as Dion Davenport. The pair, who have remained pals throughout the years, then danced along to the remaining audio, which includes Dion's famous line, "Where there goes your social life." So that they're
That's adorable.
hanging out. Honestly, this is Stacey's lane.
Ain't it though?
And I honestly feel
Know
like
your
she should
lane.
just do this. Why was she so unhappy just doing this? Everybody likes you. No one has to know you a coon. No one needs your political opinions. It's not like the Fox News people respected your political opinions. Couldn't wait to get her out the door. And honestly, she looks better. Look at her.
She does look better and looks happier.
When she was crying about DMX, I said, who is this white woman and why does she hack Stacey Dash's account? She looks totally different here. I don't know, man. Like, this is a better fit for you. Don't just do this. I don't.
And let
I don't
time
get it.
go by. People will forget.
Listen, if it's one thing that we know is motherfuckers cannot wait to forget. All you got to do is just keep breathing, and eventually somebody will be like, you know what? I don't even remember what she did. Why we mad?
Correct.
What Stacey say?
squirrel, and then they off to something else. They won't remember.
It don't take long.
Mm-mm.
Like, just wait it out, man.
The internet moves too fast. Social media, everything moves so fast. People don't have any long-term memory on a lot of shit anymore.
Yeah, that's a great point. Why are you even just, hey guys, it's me doing my lines from Clueless. Oh, okay, cool, man. I forget why I hated you.
I love that movie. And then they go on and quote with you.
All right. Like, they love the movie more than they love you. Let them love you through the movie.
Yes, sir. And everybody can be happy. You happy, they happy, everybody happy, and you can move on.
I'm laughing because it's so true. It's such a great point. I see her and I started smiling, even though everything she's done, I'm like, oh, she look happy and
don't she? Don't. And the picture is so goddamn adorable. They look adorable.
I'm like, you know what? This is the kind of white shit you should be doing, not OAN. Do this white shit.
Yes.
Oh man, that's hilarious. All right, let's do some guess the race. All right, you know what? Y'all deserve it. Let's do some guess the race. You know, y'all need it.
It's time to guess the race. It's time to guess the race. It's time to guess the race. It's time to guess the race.
That's right. It's guess the race time. You know the game. We go all around the globe, find different articles, guess the race of people involved. Karen guesses, and then the chat room guesses, and they all play the game along, play along on the game, and they're all races. Today's contestants, well, first up is a school bus driver accused of drunk driving.
Economics Savings Lesson 12.
Accused of drunk driving on a field trip.
A field trip with the kids?
He was tripping all right. Here we go.
We're going to end up in the field in this bus.
When we got the information last night, it became clearer and clearer how actually serious it was.
Meredith Katz's daughter, Addie, is in kindergarten at Murch Elementary in Northwest D.C. She says her daughter's field trip Thursday to Cox Farms in Fairfax County went great until they headed home in a school bus chartered by Rome Charters, LLC. Police say that bus driver, 48-year-old Troy Reynolds, lost control, hit a rock, blew out a tire, and kept driving.
Oh, holy shit! Oh, not keeping driving.
Oh, you was smashed.
You're like, oh, don't worry about it, kids. Just a little bump. Y'all sit y'all ass down.
Head during the incident.
You know, but school bus ain't got no seatbelt. Them kids was flying everywhere.
I know.
Hey, teachers aboard that bus made sure Reynolds stopped.
This is Addie.
Teachers were on the bus with them on the field trip and had to make him stop. And like, now we can get there. Damn, it's 8 more tires.
And shit sparking and shit. That was like, if you don't stop this goddamn bus,
the wheels on the bus go round. Damn it, they go round. They don't stop.
They're looking at you like, don't nobody else know how to drive this bitch. Stop.
And she was on the bus yesterday, and we're so glad that she's safe, and we're so grateful for the teachers for everything they did, right?
Yes.
Authorities say Reynolds' blood alcohol content was more than twice the legal limit.
Are you driving a big ass bus?
WI. His bus.
Well, what's interesting is they brought up that it's like a chart. It sounds like this is like what do you call it? Like a contract with another company to do it. So it sounds like
the school system.
Well, hold on.
Okay.
The school bus sounds like they did a contract with another company that went out and got this work. And what it makes me think about is how much, like in Charlotte right now, there's such a deficit of bus drivers that aren't up to the snuff of the, like, you know, the standards that we're supposed to have. Mm-hmm. And I wonder if this is like, if they gave up and just said, we'll just license this out third party and, you know, it just work with it, you know, and if people like this are not qualified, it shouldn't be driving a bus. And would this have happened if the school board was the people in control?
Right. And they would have went through the training or went through whatever proper channels.
This makes you wonder, you know.
Bus and the second bus chartered that day had safety violations. And none of the drivers, including Reynolds' replacement driver, were properly licensed.
That's what. See what I'm saying?
I'm with
you. See what I'm saying?
Yeah, they wouldn't properly like.
Y'all see what I'm saying?
Yeah, because a buddy of mine drove for CMS, and you have to have a commercial driver's license. Like they are like, bitch, you take a test. Like you cannot be driving these bitches, and you don't know how to drive these big ass things with the capacity limits and passenger limits and all that shit. You kill somebody.
Run is right. Yep, run is right. Run is right. Run is right. Yep, run is right. Yeah, run is right. Ooh, what was that again? Oh yeah, run is right. Run was right.
Yeah, it reminds me of like how when schools ended up, because of years and years of refusing to pay people a living wage and demonizing the school teachers and its teachers union and all this shit, you end up with people that just go, I can do something else. Why would I teach? Like I can go make. So you telling me I can make $25,000 in 2021 and try to make ends meet with that shit, or I can just go get a fucking job in a cubicle and make twice as much.
Right, make twice as much.
I'd rather do that because no one loves kids that fucking much.
Come on.
And so it ends up being like a thing where what it takes for the kind of people left that will teach a class are the people you don't want. It's the malcontents, the ne'er-do-wells, the fucking pedophiles and shit up in there. Cause it's like, yeah, y'all, this is what y'all did. Like y'all lowered the standards this far. Right.
It's also, one of those things too, where if this is my child, somebody's getting sued. I'm suing this company because they had no we went through you. You were supposed to be sure these people were properly channeled.
Well, maybe even the school should get sued, to be honest.
Correct.
Because I think my guess is a school does this out of desperation because you can't afford to pay bus drivers. And then, of course, you basically license out the low standards. You license out looking the other way. So it's like, no, we didn't look the other way. The charter looked the other way. It's this is 3 people that we know that none of them had a fucking license that day. They just hiring motherfuckers. Can you drive stick? Like,
come on.
Hey, you walking down the street. Hey, you got your driver's license? Yes. You want to drive a bus? I don't got a CDL. Don't worry about that. You know how to put it in drive, right?
It ain't the same. It ain't the same.
Don't worry, we got an app. We're gonna be map questioning everything.
Right.
Friday, DCPS Chancellor Louis Farabee hosted a virtual press conference.
I was one of the first people on the phone call with Rome Charters on yesterday, trying to understand what happened in their operations and where they failed us.
We repeatedly asked school leaders today, where exactly was the oversight for the driver with a previous DWI? And where exactly was the oversight on all those drivers who didn't have the proper license to drive a school bus in the first place? Does DCPS have any oversight abilities, or do they have to rely entirely on the vendor?
We will have to take some follow-up on that.
Our question was not answered. We should note that Chancellor Farabee says Rome Charters officials have not answered their question satisfactorily.
Right, because everybody wants to push it down. Because I'm trying to tell you, if this would have ran through them, the second you got a DWI, they would have fired you because we monitor this shit and we don't want you here with this on because you're driving children, you're driving, we are concerned about the safety, and you can regulate and monitor that shit. But like you said, when you work these bus drivers to death, because like I said, I had a friend who used to work for CMS, and what they would do, they would pack their schedule so tight that a lot of times they wouldn't even have time to go piss. And so after a while, people are like, no, you're not going to have me on the bus all goddamn day, all day long, without proper breaks and shit like that. So people end up quitting and going to other jobs.
And the school system is in the process of severing ties with this vendor.
It's just a matter of time. And then what they're going to do, find another vendor to do the same shit. Karen, guess the race of the bus driver, Troy Reynolds.
I'm going to say Troy was white.
Karen's going to say Troy was white. Let's see what the chat room brings up. Says LLC Twitter Black says Lisa. They reminisce over your bus driving career, Troy Black Troy. They found him out in front of the Home Depot and paid him $5 in a case of beer to drive the bus Mexican. The wheels on the bus is black as shit, says Blue Main Group. So Karen says white. Everybody else says black. Karen, you sticking with white?
Yes.
The correct answer is black. Literally everybody else got it correct, y'all. Congratulations to everybody else. Oh wait, that one person said Mexican, so you know. All right, Karen.
You get the booze along with me. Okay. I see that. They're all right choice. And my thing was like, how you get a DUI and still get the job? So that's why I was going white.
I don't know about him still getting the job. What do you mean
DUI? You didn't get fired?
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's some white people shit. Like nigga, you got DUI. Why do you still have this job?
Well, he's been charged with a DUI for driving the bus. I don't know if he's had a lot of them in the past. Did they say he had a lot in the past or something?
Oh, I thought you were saying that.
No, this is the DUI. He's driving a bus under the influence of alcohol.
Oh, this is the DUI.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay.
Let's see. A Michigan woman has been arrested for failing to scan all the items at the Walmart self-checkout.
You know there's cameras everywhere, right?
Yeah, now I think this is like one of the bigger like types of theft in America.
It is
people just cheating. Now, I've never done it. Honestly, I'm scared.
Me too.
I'm not a adventurous person.
I just go to the fucking cashier. Yes, it might take twice as long, but bitch, this is your job. Ring it up.
I'll do self-checkout. I'm not scared of doing self-checkout, but I'm definitely scared of stealing. Like I've never been like, and I'm gonna steal some of this shit too. I'm like, I'm paying for it all. I don't know. I live my whole life like the beginning of fucking living just enough for the city. Like I just live my whole life that way.
Yeah, I don't want to do no shit where I could end up in jail. I'm good, homie. And if I do, it's gonna be because I wanted to. None of us stealing from fucking Walmart for the self-checkout.
Michigan woman is being charged after allegedly stealing items from Walmart by not scanning all of her items at self-checkout. Police say 34-year-old Teddy Jo Marie Fleum was using the self-checkout at Alpena County Walmart when loss prevention workers noticed she wasn't scanning every item. Fleum became agitated and denied she was skipping items when confronted by a loss prevention worker and left the store.
Don't they got weights on them shits?
They have weights, but there's ways around it.
Okay.
I guess she decided to flee the scene. The incident caused the store to review its surveillance footage, which showed Fleum had stolen more than $1,000 in Walmart merchandise by not scanning it since April.
Oh no! Oh, so they went back and rolled that bean footage.
I bet she had just paid for the shit then. The incident caused the store to review. Fleum was arrested at her home last month, charged first-degree retail fraud. The Alpena County Walmart's loss prevention team has recently begun to crack down on thefts at the self-checkout, with Michigan State Police recording 2 similar incidents in which people were arrested after swapping barcodes while checking out items. Are they really on it? Walmart began using artificial intelligence to crack down on self-checkout thefts in 2019, using cameras to make sure every item was being bagged and scanned. Oh, I bet y'all didn't know that. I didn't know that. Now, of course, I would never shop at a Walmart. Come on, guys.
And the way they got it set up, that bitch feels like a prison now. You go in, only go in one way, only go out one way. Target, but never.
The system known internally as the missed scan detection can monitor both self and man checkout stations and report potential missed scans to an attendant who can investigate. So, all right, guess the race of this woman, Teddy Jo Marie Fleum.
Teddy Jo Marie Fleum. That's a lot of names. White.
Karen's going white. Let's check the chat room and see what they believe. Meth white name tricky. Turned Karen when confronted and not arrested. White. 4 names equal white. Trump white. This is a white woman looking for a BOGO. The baby.
Oh no.
The correct answer is everyone said white. That's Teddy Jo right there. Not the Walmart. But in all fairness, that is Walmart behavior. That's just the kind of stuff I expect to see when I go there. So I can't be too shocked by what she did. All right, let's go to the bonus round. Oh wait, no, Karen is. She didn't earn this one. Okay, Karen is 1-1.
I didn't know that one.
It's time to guess the race. It's time to guess the race.
Oh shit.
Oh shit, remix.
I dropped the something on my keyboard and it remixed that shit.
It was like, play it again.
What time is it? That shit actually sound hot. It sound hotter. Somebody scratch this shit up. Vegas woman who says she's too pretty to be arrested is arrested for killing her mom.
What?
That's correct, Karen. That is the correct response. What?
Okay.
28-year-old Las Vegas woman was arrested Wednesday on allegations she killed her mother just months after she reportedly told the police she was too good looking to be arrested. Hind Bustami was nabbed in California shortly after police responded to a 2:34 a.m. call from a frantic female who told dispatchers that her mother was dead, then hung up. In a statement, police said Bustami had been involved in a verbal dispute with her mom, who was later found in a Vegas residence with multiple lacerations. She was pronounced dead at the scene. An autopsy will determine the cause of death. Spoiler alert, right? I think it's going to be stabs. Bustami was previously arrested in June for dining and dashing at an airport Chili's. She also, maybe she thought it was a ghost kitchen. She's like, bird dogs, man, fuck y'all. I'm not paying for this. She also broke airport rules, including sleeping by the security checkpoint at Harry Reid International Airport. When the cops found Bustami in baggage claim area, she was belligerent. And she said she was being harassed because cops had never seen anyone as pretty as her.
But you're in a baggage claim, ma'am. You're not baggage. Get out of here.
Maybe she was in her bag, Karen. Did you ever consider that?
Well, be in your bag and not in the baggage claim section.
Bustami told the cops that she was going to spit on all of them, calling them perverts and accusing them of trying to rape her as they arrested her. Oh my God. Son, she got some real problems. The accused killer, an alleged beauty queen, also faced a battery charge in June after police discovered during the airport arrest that there was a warrant out for her in municipal court. She was being held in San Bernardino County Jail on Thursday on a fugitive justice charge. All right, Karen, guess the race.
What was the name again?
Her name is Hind Bustami.
Hind Bustami. That sounds like a brown ass name, like a Indian.
Okay. Let's go to the chat. White. Non-black says Lisa trying to hedge her bets. Sorry, you don't think Chris Evans looks good? I'm gonna need a little bit more specificity from you. Okay. Either you are a beauty queen or not. Her name sounds Middle Eastern, brown beauty queen, no Latinx, Asian, suspected murderer, alleged beauty queen, pure Caucasity, Indian dot not feather, South Asian. Bustami is spelled the second way, Lisa. So maybe that'll help you with your guess. But she says Filipina. Okay. The correct answer is, I don't know, some kind of brown.
I'm about to say, can't be white. Not with a name like that.
The correct answer is non-white.
Non-white.
Everybody who didn't say white, you got it right. I don't know. She look ambiguous. Okay, she look like a foreign, quote unquote, in a Rick Ross video. Anybody that said white. Man, that's sad. And she is very pretty. I would spit on her. You know what I'm saying? No.
She's very
I would have. She is so pretty. I would arrest her. Okay, she is she has an arresting beauty to her.
Apparently so.
I'm like, ma'am, this is a code. I don't even have a number. You just too hot. Okay. You got to come downtown with me. All right. That's how we do the cops here. All right. Let's go to the final thing. Sorry, ratchetness. Sword attacker who struck outside readings after dark nightclub has never been found.
Oh.
A man whose hand was slashed in a horrifying sword attack 20 years ago is still waiting for his attacker to be found. Lee Rackham is now 51 and still has scars from the attack.
Shit, that was 20 years ago.
Mm-hmm. They happened outside the After Dark nightclub. Lee and his friends had been drinking in a much-loved reading night spot, now facing a very uncertain future after losing his license due to noise complaints from neighbors. When they got embroiled in a row with a group of men, the argument spilled onto the street of the nightclub, in front of the nightclub. Lee concedes that it did turn into a fight. He admits pushing one of the men over who hit his head on a boot cleaner outside of an office next to the nightclub. Lee said after this, the brawl took a turn. As he claimed, one of the men went to a nearby car and got a kukri, a type of Nepalese sword. I don't know, but this one. First time hearing that. We done covered all these articles.
Mm.
Oh, it looked kind of one of them curvy joints a little bit. I'll show y'all pictures of it. But it's got like a bend to it.
Oh, that look like a knife on Assassin's Creed.
Yeah. You don't want that shit.
Pocket knives you hold on the sides.
Mm-hmm. The argument. So then he said there was no doubt this man was trying to murder me. He stabbed at me once. It got caught in my coat. He basically tried to chop off my head. I managed to get my hand up and the sword sliced through my fingers. The man then fled, Lee claims. Lee was taken to the hospital, had to undergo major surgery to his hand and fingers. He calls it an impressive beer scar, and he remains on his hand to this day. The sword cut through his knuckle and his hand, as well as the front and rear tendons and some bones. He was off work for 6 months.
Yeah, how sharp was this knife? They wake up every day shopping in that shit.
Yep. So 20 years later, they still have not found the culprit with the sword because we don't take it serious.
No, we don't. Unsolved mystery.
Ain't no serial numbers on the swords.
Mm-hmm.
All right, y'all. That's it for today. We're off tomorrow. No balls, deep sports this week either.
Wakanda forever.
You know how it is. And yeah, thanks for listening, everybody. Don't forget to leave feedback. Don't forget to leave 5-star reviews. And hopefully none of you forgot to vote. And we'll see tomorrow and
vote
probably for the next week or so, to be honest, y'all.
Oh, they're gonna drag
as
this
the results
shit out.
come in.
Yeah.
But hopefully, man, hopefully it's not this red wave and all this shit. Hopefully we get some wins for the Democrats and try to bring this thing home, because I just don't think anything good, positive can happen with Republicans having a majority. So
nope.
All right, y'all. Talk to you later. Until then, I love you.
I love you too.
Mwah. Bye, everybody.